Hello and welcome back to Apostate Coalition. I am Ryan, and we are a news, education, information, entertainment program. And tonight on the Worldly Perspective, I am going to be passing it off to our Bible study conductor, the one of a kind, Sister Dr. Time Waster. Thank you, Sister, for being here, enlightening us.
Whoops.
Oh, that sounded beautiful. Whose voice was that?
Well, thank you for that wonderful introduction again, as always. Everybody, you're here. Dan, our most faithful book study buddy.
That's
So,
Book study buddy.
anyways, welcome. We are Dr. Time Waster, our wonderful host, Ryan. We have Dob Stopper, and then our lovely, not yet decided, but probably will be next Jehovah's Witness, Tyler Rickshaw.
Soon, God willing. Holy Spirit willing.
He's got to get his hours in, though, so that's why he's been sucking up and reading every time we do this. So he wants to move up to Mike's soon. So anyway.
What a privilege it is, sister.
All right. Does anyone want to recap chapter 4, which was Could Life Originate by Chance? Where we learned, anyone? Bueller?
No, I would not like to actually.
keep it 100%. Thank you. We
Yeah.
appreciate that here at the Worldly Perspective. We
Ryan, would
appreciate
you like to recap what you learned last
To
week?
be fair, I'm wondering if my brain can even remember what we went through.
Well, it's Could Life Originate by Chance? And as I recall, we started off by conflating the spontaneous generation theory with the abiogenesis theory and saying evolution theory. So,
right. Yeah, and they make it so base that they's like, okay, here's what had to have happened. And then we find out that they replicated, didn't they duplicate so some of these amino acids that are necessary for life? And then they're like blowing it off as if that's not a big thing. Like, no, that's really huge. Like, why are you trying to make that as if that's not monumental? And if they did that back then, and I don't know if we figured out where they are now or whatever, but they we said that last week, they oversimplify some things and then really complicate things that didn't need to be.
Yeah.
They are not giving any sort of clear view of what the theory of evolution is whatsoever at any point. And actually, in the first
abiogenesis theory, which are technically two different.
In the first chapter, it says, what was it, that by evolution they mean organic evolution, the theory that the first living organism developed from non-living matter, which is not the theory of evolution at all. So we're still dealing with that.
And didn't they say one thing like you only have like one chance to do it right, like once or something like that? And you were like, no, this would like happen like over and over, and then every time one thing would get right, it would remember that, and that like you explain it so much better. I am not a scientist nerd at all, sadly. I wish I was, but
I mean, I don't know all of these things. I just, as soon as they make a statement about something or quote somebody, I just go and look them up. And then I go and find out if they've got a better idea, if there's a different explanation for it. And then I find other resources that are like, oh yeah, no, this is totally valid. What they're doing is conflating it with this, and then you're like, oh, okay, well, that's no longer a mark against this as being plausible, right? Because that's what they're trying to do. They're building a case here, and they're trying to tear down all the specific things that are the evidence for why people believe this stuff, right? And so they're chipping away at it. But then we go through it and we're like, well, but that's not, so we didn't really discount that. So it's still on the table.
Okay. On the table. And we are there. We go right here, the chicken, because we don't know which came first,
Mm-mm.
or do
Never
we?
can know.
Point.
What was on the ark is what I ask.
I guess
It was just
before
eggs
we
of all the different species waiting to hatch.
can we talk about
Maybe
which
that's what
came?
it was. Just a bunch of eggs for
We're
like
talking
3
over
years or
Gobstopper.
whatever they were
Your
out there,
your
and they
mic's a
never.
little low. What were you saying? I'm sorry. We're totally talking over him.
I couldn't even.
Excuse me. I don't know. There might be a problem with my mic. I'll try to hold it up close to my mouth. But I was going to say something about the which came first, chicken or the egg. I've heard quite a few different answers to that, but I think the question itself, like, automatically skews what evolution is. It kind of has an idea that there was a first chicken, like suddenly something that wasn't a chicken gave birth to a chicken. So, which came first is a nonsense question, in my opinion.
Tyler, you're muted.
Oh, my bad. Somebody was.
Oopsies.
I heard everything y'all were saying, but I was just, yeah, I'm back. The devil had took over for a moment.
Mm.
But I'm back. I'm focused. I'm back. I'm back. Now, where are we? The
devil egg.
The devil
The
egg.
devil. Oh, is that horns? Did you do that? Good job.
Those are
My
horns?
notes.
Let me see.
Well, I'll just put like a devil horns and a goatee on it. That's all. That's all. Just scribbles. That's as good as I got.
Yes, Dan D. That makes sense. A giant incubator ark. No need for food or clean up poop.
So we're at the remarkable genetic code.
Oh my God.
That's where we at.
Good way.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, Dogstopper brought up the fact that it's a stupid question to say which came first, the chicken or the egg, as far as it conflates it with evolution, which is not what evolution is saying. A better question is, why did the chicken cross the road? So let's see if they answer in the next paragraph. Sorry, that was my transition into the
I think you're
chapter 21,
right? Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was trying to wonder where I was supposed to start reading it. I didn't know what you were talking about. What is she talking about? I just want to know where to start. Okay, here we go. Let's go. The remarkable genetic code, more difficult to obtain than these are.
He's human.
More difficult to obtain than these are nucleotides, the structural units of DNA, which bears the genetic code. 5 histones are involved in DNA. Histones are thought to be involved in governing the activities of genes. The chance of forming even the simplest of these histones is said to be 1 in
1 in 20 to the 100.
Right there. Another huge number. Larger than the total of all the atoms is all the stars and galaxies visible in the largest Dr. Tom wants to get that.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Astronomical telescopes.
Yeah. All right. Yet greater difficulties for evolutionary theory involves the origin of the complete genetic code, a requirement for cell reproduction. The old puzzles of the chicken or the egg rears its head relative to the proteins in DNA. Hitchens says protein depends on DNA for their formation, but DNA cannot form without pre-existing protein. This leaves the paradox Dickerson raises. What came first, the protein or the DNA? He asserts the answer must be Jesus.
Amen.
They developed in parallel. In effect, he is saying that the chicken and the egg must have evolved simultaneously, neither one coming from the other. Does this strike you as reasonable? A science writer sums it up. The origin of the genetic code poses a massive chicken and egg problem that requires at present completely scrambled. Okay.
They're being so disingenuous with like you're right, Dr. Time Waster. The better question would be uh, this is not the question to ask which came first, and then it has to be this. And how unreasonable does that sound reasonable? Oh, so disingenuous.
Can you zoom in on it just a little bit?
Yeah. Where you want me to go? Up?
Just make it a little bit bigger.
One more. Boop.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I didn't bring my reading glasses.
Oh, my glasses.
What are we reading?
Oh, I just was zooming it in. Sorry. Make it a little easier to read. So, yeah. I have a lot. I mean, like, I made a lot of comments on the side, and to be honest, they're not really worth reading because I think you guys have already expressed my exasperation. to me.
Our disdain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a misdirection, a misrepresentation.
Yes. They're totally like
always,
twisting the argument and
always
evidence
leaving out natural selection.
So
Always.
I just read 21, and it gives me great questions of my own. It says, how difficult would it be to get the histones the DNA requires? I just took a biology class, and did I miss a day where we talked about what histones are? Because this is the first time I've ever even heard of them.
Of what a histone is?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I'll tell you what it is.
Tell us, Brother Rickshaw.
Lies that the enemy speak.
They govern the
Like, I'm wondering,
activity
is
of
this
genes.
is this an old hypothesis that has been disproven, or is this something that I just haven't gotten into?
If only there was somewhere we could
Histone,
go.
I think is. Sorry, what?
If only there was some place we could go to get the information.
I would personally, but if I leave this screen on my phone,
This is the definition I got off the thing. It said a histone is a protein that provides structural support for a chromosome. That's just something I ain't feel like reading the rest of the definition.
It's fair.
Well, I don't know. I would have to do more research on what histones are to.
But they just throw in that number.
And begin to answer.
But think about this though.
Question 21.
Brother Dobbs, how you think everybody like that word just the word itself, histones and talking like the average people in that congregation like sounds sciencey, I guess. I don't know. They don't know what this. Nobody know. Like the average person hearing that is not gonna like. Yeah, histones. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know all about the histones.
Mm-hmm.
you just can't say histones, and people are not gonna understand what that is at all.
Right.
So a histone is just the protein that specifically takes the DNA molecule and starts getting it to start folding so that it can wrap itself in a more tightly shape so that it can store more data into the cells. That's it. It's just that one little protein that helps it form a shape.
Well, do you know what the chance of that forming, the likelihood of that is? 20 to the umpteenth power. So don't even think about it.
Or the chromosome form first? Maybe.
Which came first?
Wait, or did it say to have to make DNA? Or is it just chromosomes?
If they can't even explain it, then I feel like their argument is already pretty much dropping low, and it's
Oh, they're
losing
saying.
its weight.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah.
they had an opportunity to show an image. I found lots of diagrams of histones and visually representing what it is. And I think when you're like, oh, it's just one protein out of a bajillion proteins that work in a cell that just collaborate and perform functions, and then that's how we get from there to there. Okay, once you know then all the steps and you start learning all the steps, it starts coming together in a bigger picture, and then you can start seeing that, like, oh, it's not that preposterous for this and this to happen because I've already seen all the steps in between. They're not giving you the opportunity to learn any of the steps in between. All they've been doing every step of the way is taking a valid argument that there's evidence for, which is why they came to those conclusions, because they already had a question that they've already collected evidence, took a long way to get there, and then they've just thrown it away so casually to tell you some scientist somewhere doesn't agree with them. And that's, they've wasted all our time. We could have been learning what a histone is this whole time, you guys.
I don't even know what histone is. Histones.
Beyond me. I can't learn it because I'm not.
Dan D says, I have histones, Ryan, and Dr. Time Waster have her tones.
Some people have
Right.
baytones.
That's true. They, them tones.
All right. And is there any other turds we can squeeze out of this section, or should we move on?
That's an accurate analogy there.
Yeah. We could probably get quite a few out of here, to be honest.
Little nugget.
I think we should move on.
Cluck, cluck. Yeah, we might need to keep a skadoodlin.
Where
Where are we at?
I think 23, right?
Oh.
I think
Would you like-
that looks right.
Tyler, now we're all just expecting you to read it. would you like someone else to read it?
I'm just still laughing at what you said. That caught me completely off guard.
Sorry.
Would you like me to read, or is my microphone too quiet?
You
No.
you read. My throat is struggling right now.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Chemist Dickerson also made this interesting comment. The evolution of the genetic machinery is the step for which there are no laboratory models. Hence, one can speculate endlessly, unfettered by inconvenient facts. But is it good scientific procedure to brush aside the avalanches of inconvenient facts so easily? Leslie Orgel calls the existence of the genetic code the most baffling aspect of the problem of the origins of life. And Francis Crick concluded, in spite of the genetic code being almost universal, the mechanism necessary to embody it is far too complex to have arisen in one blow. Me finish?
Yeah, go ahead.
Evolutionary theory attempts to eliminate the need for the impossible to be accomplished in one blow by espousing a step-by-step process by which natural selection could do its work gradually. However, without the genetic code to begin reproduction, there can be no material for natural selection to select.
Oh boy. I just want to roll my eyes so hard. I mean, there's just too many variations.
Yeah, with
We
your
could
mic,
we
Dr.
could speculate endlessly. Oh, you're muted, Dr. Time Waster. Sorry. We could speculate endlessly. So why should we even speculate?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. I was laughing. I was laughing that Francis Crick is probably rolling in his grave that this is the quote this book decided to use to quote him for.
Could you imagine?
What
I
did
wonder
Crick
if
do?
they throw some ellipses in there too.
What's that?
What did Crick do?
Oh, Franson and Crick. Is that sound or Crick and Watson? Excuse me, Francis Crick and someone Watson or something.
Yeah, what did they
I don't
do?
remember their names.
I did learn
DNA
about that.
model. They're the first ones to have published a paper about the like 3D shape that the DNA molecule the
Yes.
helix, the double
And
helix.
they found out what it was based on the research of a woman before them.
Correct. Rosalind Franklin, I believe.
Something like that. Rosalind something.
Yeah, she's the one that did all the actual X-ray crystallography work to find the shape, and then they just kind of went, "Great, we'll take it from here, babe."
Yep.
You know what is
Took 90% of
frustrating
the credit.
is that if this book was written like in the 1800s, they would be making assumptions about things that we would now have the answers for. It's like that will just continue to happen with the way that they speak.
I mean, they have, right?
Yeah.
Multiple times. Remember when they said there's no way that a computer could ever have an eye that's even remotely close to a human's magnificence?
Right?
Like, are you kidding? They're literally called iPhones. Like,
now look at AI art.
We're not special. Maybe AI is, if anything, just another step in evolution, or at least a demonstration of how things can go from something that is nothing to something that can be almost imperceptibly another human being. It's getting better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. In such a short period too, because once that one leap happens, then it can truly boom. And look at what we're seeing now, what it's capable of.
I'm ready to lease my body out to Google.
Yeah. What do you hope for them to do with it?
Whatever they want.
Do you want to be put on top of a car and driven around neighborhood and take pictures of people? Just spinning around 360 at all times, capturing images.
I could spend a couple years doing that and transition into something else. Who knows?
Ex-witness awake said, "Does Let Ape need to be holding a poo next week?" I was trying to find.
To squeeze that out.
Oh, that's a good idea. But I was thinking of instead of a Let Ape, we do a Ray Comforts ape that's holding a banana.
Ray Comfort and his banana spiel.
His perfectly shaped hand.
It's so perfectly.
I can think of a lot of other things.
Is he Jehovah's Witness?
No. He thinks that the banana is perfectly made for your hand, and God made it that way.
Oh yeah.
Evidence for creation.
Well,
that audio is going viral.
Well, I'm in the wrong Bible study then. I need to go find what they studying at.
As we went over in this book,
that's the answer.
They believe in the ridiculous version of creation, where it happened in a literal 6 days, not the reasonable version of creation like Jehovah's Witnesses.
The reasonable,
where it was 6,000 years.
Yeah, 6,000 years.
Much more reasonable.
Much more reasonable.
Would anyone like to read the next paragraph? I'm always the default reader if nobody wants to read.
Which paragraph are we on? Do I have it at the right
place? Amazing photosynthesis. Unless anybody had anything else to add. I did highlight the section in 24 where they actually said the word natural selection twice. Which is like the first time I've seen them say the words natural selection this whole time, but it could be wrong.
Natural selection.
What's that?
In 24, yeah, and I'm sure it's not going to mention anything about let's see, natural selection is a driving force, but it's just one of, like, I don't know how many there are. I know there's at least 5.
Well,
Sexual selection.
I wrote here in the margins that natural selection is the reason that people who believe in like a loving God will refuse to accept the theory of evolution by natural selection, because it sort of like replaces them. Like you could just take God out of the equation now and we exist. And so I think that's the reason why a lot of people refuse to either address the natural selection part of evolution, and then it just makes it less plausible, or they will never accept evolution because of the natural selection part of it. That's my hypothesis of my observations
Of what now?
of people on the internet, people who do not believe in evolution, or at least are like creationism is more plausible to them. That maybe more what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Am I just like talking nonsense? You guys are looking at me like I'm crazy.
No.
We talking. We talking.
No.
Yeah.
So
I
much
just-
sense. I'm speechless.
Yeah,
I just have a blank, empty mind.
Yeah, I'm just soaking up the knowledge, trying to get the good word.
Get that spirit.
Well, maybe they'll tell us how amazing photosynthesis is here.
Ooh, maybe.
Ooh.
Okay, I'll go. That's fine.
I can go. I'll go. I'll go. I like to read. An additional hurdle for evolutionary theory now arises. Somewhere along the line, the primitive cell had to devise something that revolutionized life on Earth: photosynthesis. This process, by which plants take in carbon dioxide and give off oxygen, is not yet completely understood by scientists. It is, as biologist F.W. Wentz states, a process that no one has yet been able to reproduce in a test tube. Yet by chance, a tiny simple cell is thought to have originated. This,
I thought a cell was so amazingly complex that we could never understand it.
Yeah, but like a tiny simple cell.
Tiny simple cell. It's
not complex.
Convenient.
Everything is funny. Like, I'm just smiling more and more as this paragraph goes on. Not completely understood by scientists. I'm pretty sure the process of photosynthesis is pretty much completely understood. Actually,
man, I gotta give them at least some type of kudos.
Oh, brother.
Okay, I'll give you a kudos for that.
No, I gotta give a kudos for them putting this together, man.
Yeah. The nerve, the audacity.
No, I mean, look, scroll back up to see the little picture. They put a little effort into it.
You like the picture? Hold on.
The one below or the one above?
Yeah, right here.
Right here. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like a little, like if you were a simpleton and you just, you in your little church, your little Jehovah's house, and you just sitting there, you don't know a lot about nothing. You come in, you open this book up, it looks arrows pointing, they got oxygen. You feel a little smart. So you're like, yeah, it looks sciencey. And you feel good about yourself.
Light.
Look at the beautiful little artwork.
Oxygen.
They put a lot of effort
Water
into
vapor
to make it look official. Like this doesn't look like a cheap. They don't look like they didn't just throw this together. They took time to put this garbage together. Man, they deserve a hand clap.
For polishing the turds.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, they put.
Well, the chapter after this is fossilized turds.
Effort and time. Oh, nice.
Petrified.
Dungaroo.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna give them some credit here because this scientist that they quoted here, F.W. Wentz. What did he say? A process that no one yet has been able to reproduce in a test tube. Yeah. I just want to let you guys know I looked it up, and this quote is from a plant book published in 1963. It was 22 years old when they quoted the quote, and it's 60 years old now. So,
Oh my.
and they, again, when they did the reboot, they published this in 85 and they did the reboot in 2006 and they did not update a single source.
I just want to, real quick, go back at that sentence that says, yet by chance, a tiny simple cell is thought to have originated it. Can we look at the next page, please?
It's like a look.
The next paragraph.
The
Look,
next page.
caveman cell.
The next page.
Oh,
Sorry. What is wrong? Hold on. Something's
stuck?
wrong with my. Yeah. Uh-oh.
No.
You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
What is?
Your mouse died?
No, I'm literally stuck on this page. Hold on. Let me. It's not letting me click off of it.
Hit the escape key.
Dude. What the fuck?
Dang. That was going to be a really cool moment.
No. Okay, I am gonna have to just shut my whole browser. So I might have to. I'll have to leave and come back. Okay. So I can't do anything. All right. I'll be right back.
All right.
All right.
Oh, I can't close that. It's not letting me close that either. What the? Okay, wait.
Oh my
That's
God,
right.
Satan's here.
First, yo, straight up.
You think Satan doesn't want us to finish this?
You're right. God's here.
Yeah. He's testing to see how well your faith is. See? Or you
Mother effer. Okay, hold on. I can't. I don't know
hit
how
control.
to.
Hit control alt delete. No, well, what kind of computer you got?
It's a Mac.
Oh, well, hit command alt delete, I believe.
Technical difficulties. Is this the image you were trying to pull up?
Yeah, I was saying the very next page after that sentence, a tiny simple cell.
That looks
The
simple.
next page. The next
Yeah,
page
it's
is
a
the
tiny
incredible
simple cell where it's literally the
The incredible cell.
That's in the book. That's the book.
Yeah.
the real book.
Man, I told you they put some effort. Look at that.
Look at that spread.
Show that to me. Flip that around.
I mean, it looks good.
Yeah, show it.
Flip it around. Like, man, I'm telling you, you sitting inside that little Kingdom Hall and you looking at this book and you think these people have the best intentions for you. This looks like they know what they talking about. Why would you have anything, especially if you've been in this since you was a kid? You have no reason to perceive that these people are lying to you.
It even tells you what the ribosomes are. It points to them. Look at that.
Man, they good, boy.
Right out of a biology book.
Oh, boy.
And then at the bottom, oh, this is my favorite part. This thing at the bottom here. I don't know if you can read it. It's backwards. Did your 1 quadrillion cells just happen? Just happen? Is that how could that just happen? Again, this is all focused on just random chance of it happening perfectly the first time. That is the basis of pretty much most of these numbers.
Mm-hmm. And what did we say that the chances of winning the lottery are, or getting struck by lightning?
What's that?
Did we say what the chances of winning the lottery was, or getting struck by lightning on one of our last?
No, but I quoted. Oh my gosh! Hello, my cat is demanding I pet him. I think I had quoted Richard Dawkins, who had talked about the probability about like winning a big prize on a gambling on a football game, basically, and then just talking about like the amount of millions and billions of years we're talking about on these time scales. It's enough that, it's basically like filling a swimming pool worth of winning lottery tickets, basically, but he had kind of talked about it, but I don't know that I had any actual statistics of lightning strikes.
Right. Yeah, I just know that then, like, for instance, the chances of winning the Powerball is pretty high. Like it's not good odds for anybody, but it happens all the time.
I probably win the Powerball. I got faith.
Brother Rickshaw, I pray every day that you do,
Do you
and
play?
you don't forget about that time that I said hello to you.
I'm thinking about buying a couple people.
Buying a couple what now?
People.
I'm gonna restart and come back.
Okay.
So if you want to share, you're more than welcome to, but I don't know if it will let you. But
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
So when you get rich, you're gonna get into human trafficking?
Well, I mean, if that's how, I meant like, hire people.
Oh, same thing.
Yeah, you're buying people. You
guys can't see it? Oh.
See what?
I can't screen share it until she gives me permission.
Mm.
But that's fine. I can hold up my iPad.
Yeah. We're not in the future that far yet.
He's got the actual book, so
that's dedication.
Yeah.
Look at that.
We have a little bit of a Jehovah's Witness
the
library in my house.
it's got that like indented gold.
Look at
We sure have apostate literature in this house that my mom just doesn't know is apostate literature.
Look at that print. Look at the print quality of that. The binding of that book is done amazingly.
Yes, very nice. They have nice quality books.
I mean, that book's at least
imagine how much that cost. The things they could have done with that money. When they decided to do this.
That's what we wanted. We gave them our money just for that.
That book wasn't cheap, and they printed countless of them.
Mm-hmm.
And wow,
I got 2 copies.
2.
Yeah, because someone gifted it to me because they found out that I believed in evolution, and then my mom was like, "Oh, I already have one of those."
Oh man.
Yeah, this is the life I still live, y'all.
Yay!
But I mean, yeah, it doesn't bother me anymore. I'm so used to it. I laugh about it now.
I have this kitty here.
Welcome back, Ryan.
Yeah, we thought we lost you to the devil.
Welcome back. We stalled till you could come back on.
We thought she was backsliding.
Can you hear us?
I have no idea what happened. I think that my browser updated and for whatever reason decided just to freeze up on me. I don't know if it just got angry or what, but it said restart to update at the very top, but it wouldn't let me click anything. Like not even on my screen, which was weird. So anywho, that was fun.
Well, sorry about that.
Wild ride.
I was gonna go back really quick, and the quote that I said was 60 years old that they put in there about how nobody could reproduce it in a test tube. Quick Google search took me to several artificial photosynthesis processes that are done technologically wise and not biologically. So they can and do use photosynthesis in a test tube. So just making sure you guys know that it's not that. You want to keep reading?
Where are we at?
26.
I don't see nothing.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. You know what's crazy?
Oh, yeah, you can just share mine. There.
There we go. The confusion. There we go.
What's that? You were going to say something about me being crazy?
Oh, you know what's crazy? That You couldn't. I never wanted. I'm voluntarily sitting through this.
That is crazy.
Voluntarily.
Oh, sorry, mine's all messy. As soon as yours is available, you should take over because this is what you have to put up with, and I don't think that's readable.
This is the mind of a
deranged person.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Serial killer, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Everyone's got to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yay, the clean version. Now you guys are making me self-conscious about my excellent way of studying.
No, your way of studying is excellent. It's just my mind won't work that way. I can't sit there and actually take notes.
These are my coping mechanisms because I should probably be on ADD meds.
Yep.
There we go. That's good size. What paragraph are we on?
26, where they're going to tell us how photosynthesis works.
Do tell.
I'll finish that, and someone can take over on
Sure.
the next one. This process of photosynthesis turned atmosphere that contained no free oxygen into one in which one molecule out of every 5 exhausts oxygen. As a result, animals could breathe oxygen and live, and an ozone layer could form to protect all life from the damaging effects of ultraviolet radiation. Could this remarkable array of circumstances be accounted for simply by random chance? I have an answer to the last question immediately, which is
Tell me.
absolutely, because the way that they're looking at it is these things were made so perfect for the life that's here. And it's kind of like looking at a puddle of water and saying, look, that hole was made perfectly for that amount of water.
Fits perfectly, doesn't it?
Praise Jehovah. It's just like the banana, made perfectly.
So this is literally my note here. I said there for that last question at the end of the chapter. I said there's a lot of non-random activity and chemical behavior that drives these processes. So it isn't just chance. There's literally chemical behaviors for what molecules will be attracted to what molecules. So it's not random. They'll like connect together under the right circumstances based on predictable patterns. It's what we study in chemistry. And also I said the earth didn't decide to make a perfect environment for humans to live in. The humans came into existence because they evolved and became adapted to function to the 20% oxygen environment. Like we flourished because this just happened to be an environment that is working for our bodily processes.
This is just what it is.
Pretty much.
We just here because it's just it. There's no. But I think the problem is they're probably looking for a purpose. They need a purpose. So the purpose they can't accept it. This just because this is just why we are. There's no purpose for this. It just works this way. It's just how it works. Like
it's a natural result of the things that happened preceding it. Yeah. That's it. Anyway.
If I was God, if I were God, instead of flooding the earth, I would make 2 out of every 5 molecules in the atmosphere oxygen instead of just 1. That would be much prettier every time there's a fire.
Oh.
You guys hear this?
Next.
Crinkling. Somebody have a snack.
It's this brush that my cat rubs his face on.
Oh,
hold it here, and he's rubbing his face.
He likes to rub his face on the brush.
I'll just hold it, and we can continue, and he'll just rub his face.
Sounds good.
Oh wait, I gotta read this one because I wrote too many notes all over mine. We ready to move on to, is intelligence involved?
Is it?
When confronted with the astronomical odds against a living cell forming by chance, some evolutionists feel forced to back away. For example, the authors of Evolution from Space, Hoyle and Rackham, I'm going to give up, saying
No,
these
don't give up.
issues are too what was that?
Don't give up. Keep going. Don't skip. You're going to get this.
I'm not even sure what culture this is to like figure out what language this might be based off of.
Yeah.
These issues are too complex to set numbers to. Okay. They add, there is no way, ellipsis, in which we can simply get by with a bigger and better organic soup, as we ourselves hoped might be possible a year or two ago. The numbers we calculated above are essentially just unforeseeable for a universal soup as for a terrestrial one. Wow, that was a lot of. Yes, sir. You have a question?
I noticed something after hearing you and Dob stop and read. It's like the way they wrote it, it makes you question yourself as you read.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what word is this?
What's going on?
Feels so out of context.
Yeah, it makes you like, yo, am I reading this right?
I gotta second guess myself a lot. Yes. We done? Okay,
It's too complex.
I feel like bonkers.
Yeah, you're like, oh man,
It's making your brain organic soup. Talk about soup. It's turning to mush.
I don't know. I don't know if I looked up the ellipsis of like what was in between that. I usually like to do that just so I can see like how much did you take this out of context.
Right.
But we already know they do that, so I'm not gonna worry about it.
We haven't read any of the side notes here.
Oh, go for it.
In photosynthesis, plants use sunlight, carbon dioxide, water, and minerals to produce oxygen and food products. Could a simple cell have invented all of this?
Invented.
Like their wording is he invented. Oh my God. I think I realize why I sound so stupid when I talk half the times. Because this is the language I was indoctrinated with. No wonder I sound like a garbled idiot. Oh, so
You see,
part of the goal is to try to make people like us sound crazy as well.
But
like, they're speaking that evolution speak.
Man, it's like it's really weird to read. But I don't know. It's like the way they choose the word things. Sales have invented it.
Well, okay, so what they're doing often, and I've noticed this, if you start looking for it, you'll see it more often, is anytime they think of a cell as an inanimate object that has no desires whatsoever, but they'll say the earth desired to have this, or the cell needed this thing, and they're still reverse engineering it to say, well, it uses that thing, therefore it needed that thing. And so they're still trying to put the puzzle pieces together in the wrong order. There's a different order, and so they're going backwards wrong, and they're trying to jump the gun again because they already have a pre-fit thing in their head of how it works, and they have to keep getting it to fit that. At the moment you decide, I know nothing about it, I'm going to go learn earnestly how it is, it's a very freeing thing, because then you can just kind of reshape your perspective on it, and it doesn't seem as bizarre as the way they make it out to be.
I don't speak Jehovah's Witness.
You will by the end of the book. You'll be a master. You'll plot it.
You're gonna love it. Actually, you're gonna hate it.
Well, the next couple of pages is that
beautiful.
Oh, more artwork. Hold on, I might have to zoom out just to take this in.
We were looking at it while you were fixing your computer there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They put a bunch of
Beautiful.
really
Ooh.
weird quotes in there. Like again, they quote Francis Crick and quote him as saying, because it's so complicated, the reader should not attempt to struggle with all the details.
Don't even bother.
Don't bother your pretty little heads about it. It's too complicated.
No. Quiet slumber, please.
Anyways, would you like me to keep going?
Where do I need to go to then?
Down.
Keep going down.
Keep going past this, and then it picks back up.
We've got, let's see. 1, 2.
The stuff in the yellow ain't part of it?
3, 4 more pages.
What?
For this chapter. Do you all want to do all that? Because I mean, or we could, because it's been almost an hour.
No.
Figure out where we need to stop.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys want to stop? You don't want to power through this?
Oh, no.
Nope.
No.
Do you want to go just to, is it scientific? So just one more paragraph?
I just want to get this over with.
You can't rush through the word.
We're so close.
No.
Are you not being spiritually fed, sister?
No, she trying to. No, you gotta take time and savor the good word.
We're inhaling it. We need to let it mull around our mouth a little bit. Taste the flavors.
Yeah, really take it in.
We'll see you for counseling after this.
Why, for the euphemism or?
No, for wanting to just get it over with and not being spiritually fed by doing this.
Did she freeze? Oh no, she just
no. Are we ready? Okay. Hence, after acknowledging that intelligence must somehow have been involved in bringing life into existence, the authors conclude, indeed, such a theory is so obvious that one wonders why it's not widely accepted as being self-evident. The reasons are physiological rather than scientific. Psychological, rather than scientific. Thus, an observer might conclude that a psychological barrier is the only plausible explanation as to why most evolutionists cling to a chance origin for life and reject any design or purpose or related or what? Wow.
Directedness.
Cling to a chance origin for life and reject any design or purpose or directedness, as Dawkins expressed it. Indeed, even Hoyle and Wickramasinghe, after acknowledged the need for intelligence, said that they do not believe a personal creator is responsible for the origin of life. In their thinking, intelligence is mandatory, but a creator is unacceptable. Do you find that contradictory?
That sounds so contradictory.
What I find very unfortunate.
They're credible until this moment, and now they're not credible again.
I'm gonna say I find it very unfortunate where they decided to divide the word acknowledging.
You mean how they just decided that we've already determined that intelligence must have been here?
No.
I'm talking about.
He's talking about the word. Like, look what he cut. Look how they put the hyphen in there.
Yeah, I read very quickly sometimes, so I just read Hoyle and Wickramasinghe edging.
They like to edge.
Edging the need for intelligence.
That's funny.
It's just a little bias, Jonathan. Not a lot of bias, just the littlest. It's bias.
I'm just curious. What is Hoyle is known for believing in the spermatogenesis theory, where life comes from like asteroids and other planets and stuff. But what's the difference between a creator and an alien? Oh shit.
That was.
I guess the difference between a creator and alien would be An alien in the minds of religious people still needs
A
its origin
creator.
explained. Its origin explained. Whereas a creator in their minds doesn't need its origin explained.
Is this book considered science?
Hell no.
This book?
No, I'm talking in terms of in Jehovah's world.
In Jehovah's world, I would suppose it's
This is like this would be like it was like a school and they had a science class.
This is probably
This would be a book
one of the more scientific ones. There were some better ones later on that came out, some newer versions of like creationist books. I can't remember the one that had the like nebula on the cover. They talked about the weak and strong forces. I have yet to reread that book, but I'm pretty sure it's also going to be quite painful. They also quoted this like one tiny bit of Richard Dawkins' book, and I thought it was funny that they just picked that one thing. The sentence they had about why most evolutionists cling to a chance origin for life and reject any design or purpose or directedness. I had gone through on mine and I crossed out and changed a few of the words. So it says, the psychological barrier is the only plausible explanation as to why most creationists cling to a God is the origin of life and reject any evidence or science or logic. So I changed it.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like a good change to me.
Just playing with the words. Anyway.
Yes, sir.
Well, sorry we didn't get through this chapter. Sorry. We can't go through it any faster. I guess some people enjoy the excruciating pain.
Edging the need for intelligence.
Yeah, we're edging.
Yeah, edging
all
everybody.
The way. We need to edge every single through the whole book. You never know how deep we're gonna get.
We're not gonna read the last page.
You'll never be satisfied ever. That is what the worldly perspective is about.
So if you guys wanted to just stop here, then the next section starts off with, is it scientific? And then,
of course,
not all scientists accept it. And then that's how it ends. And then we'll go into fossils and how crazy that is. But I would suggest that if the audience wants to save themselves some time, is it scientific? Just real quick, it's like so quick you can find a diagram that's the scientific method, and just read it and figure out what it is, what each step is, and then we'll see what they think is scientific. So that's my homework for everybody else. Like super easy.
Scientific method. You heard it.
You will be getting a grade.
Straight from the sister.
You will have to turn the homework in, but the teacher will not be grading or returning them. So you will just get a star at the end of the semester.
That's it.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming, and hope everybody comes back and enjoys the rest of this chapter. Anyone else want to close out this biatch with something inappropriate, hopefully?
A word of prayer?
No, inappropriate prayers only, please.
I'll lead a prayer.
Yeah.
Dear dark and holy Lord Satan, please bring love and prosperity to all people on earth and peace to everyone again. Thank you. Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan. I prefer to hail thyself, but I guess what's the difference?
Same thing.
Yeah, it's probably kind of almost synonymous, maybe kind of depending. Mm-hmm. Hail thyself. I like it. Thank you for a lovely Bible study. Thank you for joining us tonight and bringing the Holy Spirit upon us. Truly, I feel the presence. I feel a rumble in my tumble. And Tyler, you've just been a light in the darkness,
Thank you.
quite frankly. Okay, well, then I guess that's it. Well, are we going to do next week? What is next week? What is it? The holiday yet?
I don't know.
No,
I
it's
have no
not.
idea.
It's
I
not.
don't pay attention to
It's
holidays.
not.
I don't.
Oh
It's
no, okay.
not.
I don't even know what
It's the
tomorrow is.
21st. It's the 21st. Okay, so then it looks like we will see you next week for another edition of our Babel study,
Yep, it is a babble.
Babel study.
the worldly
That was
perspective.
That was episode of Deep Space Nine. Babel.
That is a
Babble.
great episode.
It is.
Mhm.
Well, I'm
Also,
gonna
homework.
deep
If
space.
anybody wants to skip the other homework, you can instead watch that episode of Star Trek.
And I may watch the 4th episode of X-Files.
Yay! Keep watching it.
No, I'm
Only
not
gets
gonna watch
better.
it. I'm not going to watch it.
Fine, don't watch it. See if I care.
All right, y'all.
Oh,
Thank
great.
you for coming.
Bye.
Thank you so much for coming, everybody. We appreciate you being here, and we will see you next week. Thank you, Dan, Jonathan, everybody else in the audience who joined. We appreciate you. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And
Or don't.
yeah, or don't. But you better.
I mean, it's for a good cause. It's instead of donating money, just like hit a thumb button.
Donate to the cause with your actions, with your 1 second click. Thanks, y'all. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.